Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're jumping into Yuval Noah Harari's Homo Deus, A Brief History of Tomorrow. If you've read Sapiens, his look at humanity's past, well, this is the sequel. It really shifts the focus onto our, possible futures.
That's right. Harari basically asks, okay, we're getting a handle on age-old problems like famine, plague, war.
Yeah.
So what's next on the agenda?
Exactly. What is humanity's next big project?
And his central idea is that we're gaining these almost, well, he calls them godlike powers. Not literally gods, of course, but through things like AI, biotechnology, massive data systems, we're starting to engineer life itself.
We're moving from just surviving to actively kind of designing our existence.
Precisely.
So our mission today for this deep dive is really to explore Harari's big claims about this new human agenda. He argues we're moving beyond those old struggles to aim for, well, immortality, designing happiness, and becoming, literally, Homo Deus, a godlike human.
It sounds like science fiction, but he lays out how it could unfold. Think about bioengineering our emotions, maybe?
Or AI managing huge parts of our lives based on data.
Yeah, and that connects to a really core, maybe unsettling idea in the book. This shift from humanism to what Harari calls Dataism.
Right, Dataism. Can you unpack that a bit? What does that actually mean?
Well, it's sort of a worldview, almost a belief system, that sees the entire universe as data flows and the ultimate value, processing data more and more efficiently.
So the idea is that maybe algorithms could understand the world, and even us, better than we understand ourselves.
That's the provocative core of it. Your phone knowing your mood, algorithms creating art. Harari suggests this shifts authority away from human feelings and intuition towards, well, data.
It's a bit unnerving, isn't it? If algorithms know the best route, the best movie, could they know our deepest desires, our purpose, better than we do? So what happens when AI doesn't just help us, but starts replacing us in decision-making, even creativity?
And that spins off into huge ethical questions Harari raises. What about consciousness? Can an algorithm be conscious? What about suffering? And, the big one, free will. Does it even exist if our choices are just biochemical algorithms that external systems can potentially know better than us?
Yeah, these aren't just abstract thoughts. They feel very real, very potentially close.
Let's define our future, really.
So, Homo Deus, it's definitely bold, very illuminating, sometimes quite unsettling. It really makes you, the listener, grapple with big questions about progress, ethics, technology, our whole future, really.
Absolutely. It's, I think, essential reading if you're interested in that intersection of tech, society, philosophy. It's engaging, provocative.
But I imagine a book this ambitious gets some pushback. What are the main criticisms?
Oh, definitely. One common point is that it's very speculative. Some argue Harari makes these huge leaps into the future without maybe enough solid evidence right now.
Predicting the future is hard, I guess.
Right. And others feel he sometimes oversimplifies really complex science or philosophy to make his narrative work.
Okay.
And then there's the criticism of technological determinism, the idea that he presents this future as almost inevitable, driven by technology, rather than something we still have agency, choices to shape.
That makes sense. It certainly leaves you with a lot to think about. So here's a final thought for you to consider. If our algorithms truly start to understand us better than we understand ourselves, what does that actually mean for free will? And maybe more importantly, where do we draw that line between enhancing ourselves and potentially erasing what makes us fundamentally human?